Okay, guys, we are on the last part of our MLA style. You have learned how to do everything except for the works cited page, which is what we're going to do right now. Here is a little example of a works cited page that we're working on, okay? But I just wanted to give you a few tips before we get back into this. Okay, we are creating our works cited page today in Google Docs because that's what most of you guys use. Obviously, those of you that are using Word or other word processors or word processing software, yours might be a little bit different, but hopefully most of you using Google Docs, this will be helpful. All right. The first thing you need to know for your works cited page is that you need to gather all this information for all of the books, all of your sources. You're going to have to gather all this information, okay? So I really recommend gathering 1 through 3 as you go, as you're keeping track. Have some kind of system where you write down, okay, I want to use this quote and it's on this page of this book with this author. The numbers 4 through 7, don't worry about those till the end. When you're getting ready to do your works cited page, then you can find all of that, because a lot of times you won't end up using things that you're going to use and there's no reason to waste your time. Okay, there you go. All right, our book example today was what is on my nightstand, which was The Old Man and the Sea. As you can see, we get the author and the title off the cover. And then I found this example of a quote that I really liked, and I wrote down the page number, and there you have it. Those are the 3 most important things you need as you're doing your research. But right now, we've already done all of that, and we're just making our works cited page. So these are the things you need to know about making your works cited page. This is the last page of your MLA paper. Sometimes it'll be more than 1 page, but it has to be the very last page. Make sure you use a page break so that when you save it and then you go to print it, you don't have this thing where your works cited actually is up on the last page with the writing instead of on its very own page, because it needs to start on its very own page. You're going to center the title, works cited, at the top of the line. I'm going to show you how to do this in just a second. It's going to have hanging indents. It's going to be double spaced and has to be alphabetical. Those 3 things are a little bit hard for a lot of you that have never done this before. So that's why I'm going to show you how to do it. Here we go. So we're going to go on a Google Doc that I've made. Here we go. I wrote my story and I'm at the end line. Then I'm going to go here and I'm going to say insert, break, page break. That is how I know that my works cited is not going to get up in that last page of my writing, okay? So I already did this earlier, so I'm going to just go back, but now you know how to do it. Insert, page break. Then you're going to type works cited, which I did right here. Let's do it again. Works cited. Enter. Okay. Now, if it hadn't already been centered, it would have been over there. So what you're going to do is select it and center it. That way it won't center your whole document. It'll just center that. If it continues to center, all you have to do, you're going to have to you have to put an enter between the works cited and the next line of your first citation. So you're going to do a hard space here because you need to have 1 space, which I already did. So I'll go back. And then now it's on the left, as you can see. If it doesn't happen, all you have to do right now is go back up here and hit left. Okay, so we have this book. What you need to know, these are your top 4 examples of what you have, the most likely things you're going to do when you need to cite a book. Now, listen, there's a lot of things to cite. This gets pretty tricky. There's a lot more than books than you can cite in your works cited on your MLA page. You can have essays and articles and YouTube videos and newspaper articles and all kinds of crazy stuff. But right now we're just working on books, okay? So we have this book by Ernest Hemingway. As you can see, we wrote down here his last name, comma, first name, period. Then we did the title in italics with the period. Then we did the publisher with the comma and the published date, 1952, with the period. Okay, you're going to always have a period after the author and after the title. Everything else after this will probably mostly have a comma until the very end. Just remember that. That's a good trick to know. And you can always find the publisher and the year and all the other information you normally need right here in the front cover. Okay. All right, so I just pretended when I made this recording 5 minutes ago when it cut me out for some reason that Ernest Hemingway wrote this book with his sister. If you're going to have two authors, I mean, with his daughter Mary, you're going to do the first one like you normally do, a comma, and then you're just going to write the second name first and last instead of, you don't do it last first. If you have two authors, the second one is just first last period. Okay, and then the other one is if you have more than two authors, that's when you use et al. If you use et al, it means and everybody else. Okay, that's what it means. It means that Ernest Hemingway wrote this with everybody else that helped him. Et al. So don't put a period after et. You only put a period after all. Okay, and then if you have another book by the same author, you're going to do 3 hyphens and a period. Don't use the author's name. Just go straight into the title. All right, so there you have it. Now, we have our Works Cited page, but this needs to be double spaced. So we're going to select it all. We're going to go Format, Line Spacing, Double. That's how you double space it. Now, we'll also need to do a hanging indent. So I'm going to make this a little bit longer so you can see. Right now, this doesn't have an indent. It just goes straight here. But when you have a Works Cited, you have to use a hanging indent. So you can just select everything, and then you can hit Format, and then you're going to do Indent, and then you're going to do Indentation Options, Special, Hanging, Apply. See how it only hung the one that was more than one line? It's so smart. It's amazing. Okay, now we're going to alphabetize. This is a little trickier. You have to use an add-on. So we're going to select everything we need to alphabetize. We're going to go to add-on. We're going to do get add-on. And then here you're going to do sorted paragraphs. If you use Word, this is already in there automatically, but with Google Docs, you have to do an add-on. Okay, I already added it on. Right here, you would just hit add or whatever's there, free with the plus sign, and then it'll put it in here for you. So then you're going to hit add on, sorted paragraphs, and we want to sort from A to Z, not Z to A to Z. And because it's all Ernest Hemingway, you can see. Now, look, you're going to have to pay attention because sometimes if you do actually have those hyphens, it's going to put it at the top, but you only are ever going to use hyphens if it goes, if you already had the author on the line before. So then you would have to fix that because it's not that smart. All right, guys. So, I just took out my hanging indent. Let's try that again. Format, align and indent. Indentation options, special, hanging. There we go. You can pause this and look it over, but I really highly recommend you open your own Google Doc, play around with it so that you know what to do. In fact, you have to do that because that's your assignment. You have to make a Works Cited page as your assignment, bring it to class, and be prepared. I wanted to show you really quick the Purdue OWL site, which I'll have linked in your assignment. These are all the other cases that we're going to do tomorrow. A republished book, a translated book, an edition of a book. I mean, these are an anthology. There's a lot more that we're going to do, but we're going to work on those in class. But I want you to get those basics down. Don't worry about the rest. That's going to get more complicated because we're going to work together in class, and it'll be fun, and it won't be a big deal. All righty. Good luck. I'll see you in class tomorrow. Bye.